Hi everybody, thank you for watching this video. When it all boils down to it, the bottom line is, at the end of the day, a Capricorn is just not going to deal with your bullshit. They're just not, alright? You could be dealing with a Capricorn who has their shit together, you could be dealing with a Capricorn who does not have their shit together, who is a complete mess. At the end of the day, they're just not going to deal with your bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong, there definitely are some Capricorns out there who will, do anything you say, and who, don't really have a good grasp on themselves and, um, are really not as headstrong as they should be as a Capricorn representing the Cap family. And, we'll have to take a closer look at their charts. We'll have to figure out what's really going on in their heads. But for the most part, a level-headed, and in their his or her center, strong-willed Capricorn will not deal with your bullshit. By the way, I'm LAMARR Townsend. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at LAMARR Townsend. Check out my tarot website. My website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Once again, that's LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Please like me on Facebook, facebook.com/LamarrTownsendOfficial. Follow me on Google+, check out my Bandcamp, like me on SoundCloud, follow me on SoundCloud. And this is all about Capricorns and why Capricorns have difficulties in relationships. Well, right off the bat, like I said, Capricorns are not going to deal with anyone's crap. Capricorns don't like people in their business, all up in their grill, asking, by the way, I'm a Capricorn, so, Capricorns don't like you all up in their grill, asking them a whole bunch of questions, Capricorns are the loners, one of the many loners of the zodiac. But Capricorn, out of all the signs, are the lonerest of the of the loners, of the zodiac. Like Capricorn, they're the lone wolves, you know. Capricorns do not mind being alone. Capricorns actually prefer to be alone. So you coming into their territory, bringing your own baggage, your own bullshit, is not going to work with a Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we already have our own crap to deal with. We're focused on our jobs, our work. We're focused on paying the bills. Family, making sure the home life is good. Ordering our lives. Making sure the ducks are lined up in that area. And then like we have to also help other people out. Like people depend on us, and we're important. And we don't need you coming into our lives, messing that up. You know what I'm saying? Messing up the flow that we already have, messing up, the way that we do things, critiquing the way we do things, we just don't need that. We have a way, we have a system of the way we do things, and it works for us. So that's one of the reasons why Capricorns have difficulties in relationships, is that they're just very stubborn. They're very stubborn people. They like to do things their way. They are who they are, and you're not going to change that. You're not going to change them. It's not going to work. So you might as well give up and stop wasting your time trying to change a Capricorn, or trying to get a Capricorn to do something that you want them to do that they don't want to do. Because a Capricorn is just not going to do what he or she does not want to do. It's not in their nature. Capricorn is the sign of the sea goat. Metaphorically, people see it as the goat, and if we think of it that way, Capricorns are always going towards some goal up the mountain. So they're always reaching towards, striving towards some goal. Like, in you coming in their way of that goal, you know what I'm saying, disrupting that progress of that goal is gonna get you headbutted. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you. Like, if you come into our lives, you need to bring something of value. You need to bring, you need to offer peace and blessings. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to, help us and motivate us, and instead of like kind of bringing us down. Like, we don't like people who bring us down, especially with emotions. Like, we're not very emotional people either. Capricorns are not very emotional people. That's another one of the reasons why they have difficulty in relationships is because they're so laser focused on goals and, striving up the mountain towards, their, that one or two, three, however many goals they have at the time, you know what I'm saying, that they're striving towards. They see that goal and they're working towards it, and literally anything that comes in their way of that goal, kind of gets head butted out of the way. So they're not very emotional creatures. Capricorn see emotions as weak, almost to their detriment, because they're the sea goat. So they're part earth, part water. So it's like when Capricorns do delve into that emotional side of themselves, they kind of fall deep, in the sea of emotions, and like an emotional Capricorn who's like broken down is like a mess, and a lot of people can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't handle seeing Capricorn in that element. A lot of people are so used to seeing Capricorn as, so righteous and level-headed and headstrong and hardworking. It's like when the Capricorn breaks down and shows that vulnerable side of themselves that they don't usually show. It's like someone we're dating or in a relationship with kind of like, doesn't know what to do. That doesn't look good on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need people to nurture us in those moments, of need. Like that's not a part of ourselves that we like to show. Honestly, like we're not emotional people. Like that's part of one of the reasons why we have difficulties in relationships, is because we're not good with emotions. We're not good with affection. We're not good with, you know, we're not the best at showing you we love you, in affectionate and emotional ways. But we will show you by, making sure the bills get paid at home, you know what I'm saying? Making sure, you know, you always have money on your credit card or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will take care of those types of things. That's how we show love and support. Not everyone understands that. Not everyone understands the Capricorn way of loving. You know what I'm saying? A Capricorn who loves you is going to critique you. A Capricorn who loves you wants you to see you do better. So they're the sign of tough love. They're the zodiac sign ruled by Mars. Mars is the planet of tough love, super duper tough love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Capricorns have hard lives, and that's another part of the reason why they just don't have time for your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're coming into a Capricorn's life, you need to not bring the bullshit, not bring the emotional baggage. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to work if you're bringing all that mess. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Capricorns really have their own ish to deal with. They don't show it, but they have their own skeletons in their closet. Okay. Um, so Capricorns have difficulty dealing with emotions. They're very hardworking people. Sometimes laser focused, and they're not the best at dealing with other people's emotions as well. They're not the best at dealing with other people's bullshit and emotional baggage. So that can make them sometimes seem cold-hearted and like not caring to other people. And that's not necessarily the case. Um, it could be the case. I'd say eight times out of 10, if you feel a Capricorn is cold-hearted or uncaring, it may be because they don't care about you as much as you think they do. It could be that they're trying to figure out how they feel about you, because Capricorns are a very kind of logical sign as well. A lot of all the Earth signs are very logical, but Capricorns and Virgo especially are very logical and strategic signs. Um, so Capricorn, okay, so Capricorn has an interaction with you, and they're gonna take that interaction and they're going to analyze every little detail of that interaction. How you reacted to certain things they said, the tone of your voice when you said that certain thing, you know, the length of the time spent on this specific subject before you change the subject. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff matters to a Capricorn. A Capricorn is going to take all that into account. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a Capricorn who's distant may just be assessing how they feel about you and or the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, Capricorn can be similar to Libra in that way, in that they ride the fence with people. Like, they sometimes don't know where they really stand with people. You know what I'm saying? Because Capricorns are all about loyalty, all about loyalty. So if you in any way show at any point that you may be disloyal in the future, or if you do anything disloyal to a Capricorn, they're gonna step back and have to reassess the relationship with you. You know what I'm saying? Because Capricorns are all about loyalty. Loyalty, okay? Um, so, with that being said, another thing that Capricorns causes Capricorns to have issues in relationships is trust issues. Because Capricorns are so loyal, and because Capricorns view loyalty as so important in relationships, um, and because they're such analyzing creatures, they analyze every little detail of a situation, a person, of a relationship. So if you do anything disloyal, like anything, I'm telling you, like if you say, I'm going to call you back at this time, and you don't call a Capricorn back, you know, um, and I'm saying you don't call the Capricorn back, period. Okay, like that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? That you say you're going to call a Capricorn, and then you never call them. Like, a Capricorn's gonna look at that as weird and kind of disloyal. Or say you're gonna call at this time, but then you call like 3 hours later. Capricorn's gonna also look at that as disloyal. So stick to your word with a Capricorn. Stick to your word. If you don't stick to your word, a Capricorn is not gonna have time for your bullshit. Once again, they're just not. Coffee. It's like 8 a.m. right now. You know. Um, got my little Starbucks cup. So Capricorns, don't have time for the BS. Capricorns have, trust issues. Sometimes Capricorns have major trust issues. Sometimes people do give them reason to have trust issues, though. So if a Capricorn is being distant with you, if a Capricorn is being standoffish, or if a Capricorn seems cold to you, look at, analyze what the relationship in the past, and kind of look at what you may have done. Maybe you didn't text him or her back, you know what I'm saying, that one time, or maybe you didn't do that one thing you said you would do, when you said you would do it. Maybe you didn't come through for the Capricorn when they really needed you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it and like, the thing about Capricorns is they're very kind of passive aggressive in that way. They're never going to tell you outright, like, hey, I have beef with you. You did this thing, or you didn't do this thing, and I didn't like it. They're never going to tell you that, because one, they don't care enough, and they just don't care. If you're disloyal, if you're not loyal, if you aren't going to show up the way they need you to, one thing about a Capricorn is they'll cut you off in a second. A Capricorn will cut you off in a second. Especially if you're an acquaintance. Like, it's if you're a friend, if you're someone close to a Capricorn, like, a Capricorn will probably usually think twice before cutting you off. Um, You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go through the motions in their head. Should I cut this person off? What will their reaction be? You know what I'm saying? What will my reaction be? How will my life be affected without this person in my life? Like, they go through all that before cutting someone off, if that person's really close to them. But if you're not really close to the Capricorn, and you F up, you fuck up, and do something disloyal, you're cut off. You know what I'm saying? For good, probably. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do it once, you do it again in a Capricorn's mind. So be loyal to a Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? Um, show your Capricorn, show the Capricorn, that they have no reason to, distrust you. Because once again, a Capricorn may not outright say, "Hey, I distrust you. I'm not sure." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure I fully trust you 100%. You know what I'm saying? But if you watch a Capricorn's behavior, you know, that will show you how the Capricorn feels about you. You know what I'm saying? Their behavior. So Capricorns can tend to have trust issues. I find a lot of times that Capricorns have kind of maybe not the best childhoods, or like kind of rough childhoods. Like a lot of Capricorns deal with abandonment in their childhoods. Whether it's abandonment from the mom and dad or both, whether the mom or the dad weren't in the home, whether sometimes both parents weren't in the home. The Capricorn had to be raised by like grandparents or an aunt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes the Capricorn has issues with sometimes Capricorns can have issues with one or both of their parents. And we all know the relationships that we have with our parents affects the relationships that we have with other people, especially the relationships that we have with our parents in our childhood, because our childhood seriously affects the adult that we become. It affects our adulthood, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes Capricorns didn't have the best childhood, and that's what causes a lot of their defense mechanisms, like trust issues, and having no time for people's bullshit and being laser focused, because they know life is hard. They know how hard and cruel life can be. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not coming into their life with something of substantial value, with something of foundational value, with something of long-lasting value, you know what I'm saying, then they don't have time for it. You know what I'm saying? You're just wasting your time with a Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? If you don't plan to bring something of substantial value, or if you don't plan to be in that Capricorn's life and be loyal to that Capricorn, to the end. Because one thing, if you're loyal to a Capricorn, I promise you that Capricorn will be loyal to you. I promise you. Capricorns love to see people doing well. Capricorns love to see people being the best versions of themselves. Um, so you want a Capricorn in your life, but you just have to figure out how to get that Capricorn in your life, and get that Capricorn to stay in your life. That's the hard part. But once you've got that Capricorn once you're in with that Capricorn, you're in, for life. Just don't fuck up, don't mess up. Don't get in the way of his or her goals. Don't get in the way of his or her passions. Don't get in the way of his or her dreams and beliefs and visions. Let them, do them. And you do you. And I think that's how a relationship will work best with a Capricorn. Don't try and delve too much into their emotions. They don't like that. Once again, they're not very emotional creatures, but when they do delve into that emotional side of themselves, because remember, they're the sea goat, they're part goat, part fish. You know what I'm saying? Watch my video on that. When they do delve into that emotional side of themselves, because they are so stoic in everyday life and not emotional, and they push emotions kind of to the back, when they do delve into that emotional side of themselves, they can become kind of uncontrollable. They can become kind of erratic. They can become very emotional and kind of unstable. You know what I'm saying? It's like they kind of unravel. And like I said, that can be very hard for people to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So don't try and delve into the emotional side of Capricorns. They don't like that. You know what I'm saying? They will open up to you in due time. It may be months, days. It could be years before a Capricorn will really, really open up to you. And it's like they'll open up to you in spurts. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they'll tell you their life story in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this. Okay, when dealing with a Capricorn. All right. So I guess that's all I have to say about Capricorns and why they have difficulties in relationships. I feel like I said a mouthful. Wow. Um, I'm trying to think if I'm leaving anything out. I feel like I said all I needed to say. I feel like also, as well, Capricorns also tend to have a lot of suppressed or repressed sexual issues. Because they tend to grow up in, you know, kind of a chaotic, dysfunctional household, like that can sometimes foster emotional and sexual issues. I mean, that's another reason why sometimes Capricorns have issues with relationships. Sometimes they may not fully be in touch. It may take them a while to really become in touch with the sexual side of themselves, because they're kind of Capricorns. They're the father sign of the zodiac. They're the father of the zodiac. They're ruled by Saturn. Um, so wait, did I say Saturn? Did I say Capricorns were ruled by Saturn earlier, or did I say they were ruled by Mars? Capricorn ruling planet. Saturn. Okay, I thought so. So if I said Mars, they're ruled by Mars, please disregard that. Who rules Mars, actually? I want to know now. What planets? What signs does Mars rule? Oh, Mars rules Aries. Aries is the fellow cardinal sign of Capricorn, though, so I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay, this is about Capricorn. So Capricorn is the father sign of the zodiac. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just go out on tangents and like kind of have ADD. All right. But Capricorn is the father sign of the zodiac. It's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is very hard hitting, very kind of Saturn can sometimes be cruel, very it's the planet of testing. So it tests Capricorns a lot, and it kind of like you know, presses them like a rock, but it turns the Capricorn into a diamond. Okay, I say all this to say that a lot of times, because Capricorns have emotional and sexual issues in their childhood, um they're ruled by Saturn, the father sign of the zodiac. Capricorns, when they're children, they kind of like they it's like they're old men and women in their youth. They're like old souls. So like a lot of times Capricorns, you'll see like Capricorn children like love being with older people. They love being with their grandparents. They love spending time with older people, like because that's their tribe. You know what I'm saying? Young little Capricorns are old souls. They're so cute. That's how I was when I was a kid. I loved being around. I loved spending time with my grandparents when I was a kid. I learned a lot from them. Um, so they start out as little, old people, but then they grow older into young, attractive people. It's really weird. It's kind of like a Benjamin Button situation. So I say all this to say that it's like the Capricorn grows into its sexuality. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's male or female, gay or straight, bisexual, Capricorn grows into its sexuality. As a matter of fact, you might find that a lot of Capricorns in their youth, will be, straight for a period of time, and then as they grow older, it's like they'll become more open-minded. They may, come out as bisexual or, something like that. I don't know. Something to think about, Capricorn. All right. That was about Capricorn. That's why Capricorn tends to have issues in relationships, difficulties in relationships. They're hardworking. They can sometimes have emotional and sexual issues. They can also have trust issues. They don't have time for people's bullshit and emotional baggage. And they're just very one track minded, and they're the loners of the zodiac. They don't mind spending time alone, and if you're not coming with something of substantial value, of long-term value, of beneficial value, then don't even come. Don't even waste your time. So that was about Capricorn. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Google Plus, Instagram, at LAMARR TOWNSEND, Facebook, Facebook.com/LAMARR TOWNSEND official. My website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Please email me for your own personal reading at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. However, you can also book email me or send me a message about a personal reading via my website. So whether you want to go to my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com, or email me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. Either way, You know, I would love to hear from you, Capricorn, or if you're just watching for a Capricorn. All right, thank you guys for listening and watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep being an awesome Capricorn. Keep doing you, Capricorn, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, peace out.